Hong Kong, a city of relentless ambition, celebrated for its economic might and tireless workforce. But beneath the surface of this prosperity lies an unspoken disparity, one that remains stubbornly resistant to change. In this global city, where women outnumber men, the gender pay gap remains a stark reality. On average, women in Hong Kong earn a median monthly income of $15,000 compared to $20,000 for men. This income disparity is more than just an economic issue. It's about security, stability, and choice. But the numbers only tell a part of the story. This is not just about a paycheck. It's about opportunity. It's about dignity. And it's about fairness. Consider these figures. From 2019 to 2022, 26% of the complaints received by the Equal Opportunity Commission were tied to discrimination against pregnant women, treated unfairly or even dismissed. And in 2021, the gender pay gap stood a striking 21%.
其實主要我覺得都係因為照顧屋企呢個係主要一個原因。咁男主外女主內嘅，即係仍然喺香港雖然話而家進步咗，但係仍然有呢個問題嘅。咁男人揾錢可能會係多過女人啦，咁亦都係其中一個主要原因啦。咁屋企有多啲家頭細務啊，小朋友要照顧啊，咁有時老人家又未必照顧到，亦都有機會有啲人仲要再照顧埋啲老人家。咁你譬如請工人嗰啲工人細小朋友細咧，始終係唔放心咯。咁變咗就好多時就要犧牲個媽咪就唔去做嘢，咁所以即係要等到佢小朋友大啦，咁就即係可能讀小學啊或者中學啊，咁佢哋個自立能力好咗，或者身體強壯咗，又冇咁多病痛啊，咁可能就媽咪就可以翻出嚟做嘢咯。
The pay gap in Hong Kong stems from stereotypes and family responsibilities, leading women into lower paying roles and limiting their advancement. In 2021, only 38% of managerial roles were held by women, reflecting a glass ceiling, the unseen yet unbreakable barrier that prevents many women from reaching the top. How does this disparity affect the lives of Hong Kong's women? Hiring bias is one of the first obstacles women face, subtle but powerful, often deciding if they get a job or are overlooked. For working mothers, the challenge is even more severe. 1 in 5 report discrimination during pregnancy or maternity leave.
有陣時去見工嘅時候咧，啲老闆通常都會問你結咗婚未啊，有冇小朋友啊咁樣啦。咁你有小朋友，佢跟住就會問你嘅小朋友幾大啊咁。咁如果偏向喺讀書年紀嘅小朋友咧，咁會請到嘅機會都微啲，因為佢都會覺得你需要翻去照顧佢哋啊，或者突然間佢哋病你要請假各樣，即係可能就會比男性呢方面就會遜色咗少少。
Over 50% of employers hesitate to hire women with caregiving duties. Some employers in the corporate sector cling to this inequality, unwilling to let it change. For women of childbearing age, questions about family plans can cast doubts on their commitment. These unspoken biases shape women's career paths and income long term.
我細嗰陣時咧，我仔比較容易病啦，跟住要成日請假啦，咁變咗嗰啲僱主都唔係好中意咯。咁但係因為其實屋企人老人家亦都照顧唔到咁多啦，咁始終睇醫生啊，有時試過幾次係入醫院嗰啲都要自己去搞咯，咁變咗就會係即係個僱主都有啲怨言咯。
For these mothers, the lack of accessible childcare in Hong Kong further complicates the situation. In 2022, the ratio of childcare centers to the population of young children was only 1 to 40, making it difficult for mothers to balance their careers and family responsibilities. Without support, many are forced to leave the workplace. We have met women who desire change and corporate employers who resist it. But who else longs for a different future? And who wants things to stay the same?
好多男性佢唔係要平等嘅，佢係要強。 男人係強者嚟㗎嘛，若果變咗好似男人弱過女嘅，咁有個壓力咯。人哋點睇呢？咁呢度牽涉到其實好多男性都好即係在意，或者其實好意識到其實個社會嘅氛圍或者個社會嘅規範都仲係即係我諗相對保守啦嚇。
The problem of this inequality is rooted in traditional gender roles. For some men, the status quo benefits them, faster career progression, and higher wages. Why push for change when it might threaten their positions? This mindset echoes that of certain employers in the corporate sector, who resist change for similar reasons, as aforementioned. The victims? They're women and even some men, trapped by rigid expectations. The question remains, how long will this cycle continue? But solutions are within reach. Addressing gender bias will require changes not only in how companies hire and promote, but also in who is involved in making these changes. Imagine this: no name, no gender, just qualifications. Anonymous CVs remove personal details, forces hiring teams to focus on what truly matters. Skills. Structured interviews level the playing field. One set of questions, one fair assessment for every candidate. But it's not enough to hide information. We need to train HR teams to recognize and combat bias. When they understand the problem, they can make decisions that truly value diversity. The private sector has the power to change the game. Salary transparency, equal pay audits. When companies embrace fairness, they create trust. And NGOs aren't standing by. Groups like Hong Kong Labour Right Monitor, HER Fund, Rain Lily, Hong Kong Women's Professional and Entrepreneur Association, Equal Opportunity Commission, and Hong Kong's Women Foundation are fighting for justice, pressuring the government, holding companies accountable.
The Women's Foundation is a non-profit organisation dedicated to improving the lives of women and girls here in Hong Kong. We have three primary objectives. First, challenging gender stereotypes. Second, empowering women in poverty. And the third is to advance women leaders. And we do that through groundbreaking research, innovative and impactful community programs, education and advocacy.
The road to gender inequality isn't a distant dream. It's a tangible, achievable goal. Starting now, let's outline the concrete targets and strategies to reshape Hong Kong's workplace by 2030. First, we'll focus on female labor force participation. Today, only 49.6% of women are employed. By 2028, our target is to raise that to 55%. How? By pushing for family-friendly policies, accessible childcare, flexible working hours, and gender-neutral hiring practices that give women the space to thrive. We'll tackle the income gap. Women today earn $15,000, while men earn $20,000. In 5 years, we aim to reduce this gap by 5% every year, striving for under 10% disparity by 2030. This starts with gender pay audits and wage transparency. Representation in leadership matters. Today, only 38% of senior roles are filled by women. We aim for 45% by 2028, ensuring more women lead in decision-making, driving diversity and innovation at the top. Hiring practices must evolve. By 2026, we'll push for 80% of companies to implement anonymous CV screening and structured bias-free interviews, ensuring a level playing field for all candidates. By 2026, we'll aim for 50% of employers to implement family-friendly policies, caregiving leave, flexible hours, and support for balancing work and family. Progress must be tracked. Organizations will publish annual gender equality reports, undergo independent audits, and ensure they meet our targets. These changes are not just possible, they're already in motion. With every step, we move closer to a future where every woman has the opportunity to thrive. The future is now. It's time for change.